It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, and welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's time for Gardening Inside Out, coming to you live here from Bates Nursery and Garden Center and the glorious Green Room Studio. Hey, folks, it is Bates Nursery Day out here today. All the azaleas are azaleaing. All the conifers are conifering. All the roses are rosing. All the annuals are annualing. Because it's springtime.
It's game on.
It is.
Game on time.
Uh-huh.
Morning, Josh.
Good morning, David.
How you doing
I'm
today?
excited. Oh, the nursery looks great out there this morning. The dew is dripping off of everything. It's glorious.
I must admit, even as the guy whose name is up there on the sign, I walked through this morning going, we got it going on.
Yes.
And so we're really looking forward to having everyone come out today. But for the next hour, Josh, we're going to talk about everything that everyone wants to talk about. With
Masters themed today.
And, give that to Austin.
Yes.
The birthday boy.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yes. So, anyway.
Caroline going to hold him down while we spank him.
Are we doing that?
We can do that.
Can we? Can we?
I don't think we can legally.
We'll get
So
Adam over
anyway,
here.
glad to have everyone
Okay.
tuned in today, and we're going to explore the many areas, many facets, the nuances, the absurdities,
Yes.
and the
Uncertainties.
the mundane of gardening. Everything,
Really?
the entire spectrum.
Because you got a fever this week, I understand.
Yeah, I got a fever for no cowbell.
Oh, okay. You have to read David's newsletter this week. It was a good one.
Well,
Yes.
you're the only one that really kind of picked up on that at all. But
Really?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, maybe you're not the one that picked up. You're the only one that said anything. So,
Well,
anyway, we'll
I'm so
get to
demure.
that. So, let's
Okay.
so we've already kind of teased it up a little bit. Birthday boy Austin Lowen,
Yes.
and Caroline Gant. Welcome in, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning,
great
and
to
thank
have-
you.
And of course, do we have the Tyler Cam Day? Yes, we do.
Tyler Cam.
That's right, I'm back.
All right, so
Back
welcome
in black. All right.
Thank you, Tyler, for
No problem.
making it all possible. And I just imagine there are a plethora of questions out there today. But before we dive into that, we'll do our little banter here.
Would you want to
Austin,
do some
did-
weather first?
Yeah, we did kind of overshoot weather.
Okay,
okay.
yeah, well, yeah, I got excited.
It's Austin's
We're all
birthday.
excited.
I mean,
Let's
come
do
on.
that. Okay, today's Saturday, the 12th day of April, and it is 41 degrees, I believe. Yes, it is. And
It feels warmer.
pretty nice forecast. You know,
Yes.
I mean, not pretty nice. It's really nice. We've had a lot of rain in the rearview mirror. It's time for some sunshine and warmer temperatures. 63, 38 for the overnight low. So we could have frost again in the morning. We did have it here this morning, but no big deal. Sunday, 76, 61, 83, 52 Monday. Pretty awesome. 66, 41 on Tuesday, 71, 49 Wednesday, 75, 61 Thursday, 82, 64 Good Friday. So it's a very promising forecast.
Glorious.
That means all of you who are ready to get out and dig in the dirt, as my dear departed brother-in-law would say, don't let fear and common sense get in the way, because we have what you're looking for. I don't know that we can get more things in here than what we've got. They're working in the greenhouse right now, trying to get the rest of the racks unloaded. We got a lot of things.
Today is the day to come and see this nursery.
But, you know,
it is amazing.
The good thing of it
folks.
is we got.
I see it every week, and today is just blowing me away.
Well, you kind of, this is that kind of that crescendo. This is when you go, okay, it's you're either ready or you're not ready.
Right.
And so we've got the whole thing orchestrated and put together. We've got parking lot attendants. We've got people to and we have
You're taking attendance
and we
in the
have
parking
no
lot?
construction in the street.
No.
because it's a weekend. So I'm grateful that we don't have that going on. We've got fiber optic cable or something going in. It's such a perfect timing to be doing that right in
exquisitely so.
At your absolute busiest time. We got one lane traffic. I guess it does give people time to go, oh, what's that place? But a whole lot of them are driving by to not drive by. They're turning in. So
Yes.
anyway, so there's that. We're going to look at this map of the radar. Well, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, block the online
Look at
ads.
that. That's what look at that. There's just nothing there. I mean, it's clear. We got a few way out west and a few off, but there's nothing there. Let's look at we've had a little bit of rain early in the week, and then it's been nothing since then. Now, we could go without no rain for a bit because we've had 25.5 inches of rain already this year. Our average annual rainfall rate is 39 inches, so we're way into way beyond the halfway point, only a quarter of the way into the year. So again, it's 42.3 degrees here in Music City, live from the green room at Bates Nursery. So
David, I just wanted to share one photo I took this morning of the nursery. This is just after the irrigation stopped and the sun peeked over.
And the fog is hanging in the air.
That's right.
That's the view that
That's no filter, folks.
No filter.
That's the view that others don't get to see because only those of us who are here early get that. Hopefully, there are no more ice images coming for this year.
I hope so, too.
I hope there's no more.
I mean, they look cool, but it's just a pain to deal with we did have that last Sunday, I guess it was.
Yep.
Yep.
And thankfully we got through that. And I would say after tonight, and it's only in low-lying areas. In town, I don't expect there to be frost. It could be some patchy frost here and there, but pretty much with April 10th to the 15th generally being our average last frost day with emphasis on the word average. You can always sneak another one in there somewhere, but there's nothing in the foreseeable future. So if you're thinking about doing it, it's probably a pretty good time to get those plantings underway. At least get your bed prep done.
Oh, gosh,
because
yes.
we're advocates of soil preparation. So,
Yes,
what
we
you
are.
got, guys?
So many things.
So many things.
But real fast, just speaking of the weather, this has nothing to do with Bates, but shout out to the Nashville Fire Department. They rescued me on Thursday night.
Really?
No.
I was in a building and the roof blew off and we couldn't get out.
Wow.
And they were out within 5 minutes.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Wow.
I walked out and there was about 20 firefighters standing there.
Were they
Very
They're just
exciting.
standing around.
were they elbowing each other to have a shot at rescuing you?
It was a dance studio, so I think they were
Okay.
excited to be there. But it was
So
wild.
The roof blew off.
The roof blew off. Yep.
What kind of music were you playing?
Yeah, I don't even remember at the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
It wasn't loud enough to not hear it raising the
yeah,
roof.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Blew right off. But yeah, they were out right away.
Wow.
It was pretty incredible.
Well, there was crazy straight line winds that night. I mean, that's what, you showed me plenty of pictures of people's trees going down. My brother had a huge tree blow over. It was a wild, I mean, it was quick. It wasn't long, but man, it came in
it
fast.
came fast, yeah. I have a friend who lost 30 trees.
Oh,
Oh, my
30.
word. As long as 29 of them were Bradford pears.
yeah. We're doing good.
No big loss.
I don't think any of them were.
No.
A lot of pines. A lot of big old tall pines. But yeah. And then Austin's birthday. So
Yep.
it's
Yes.
been a thrilling week.
Yeah, it's been great. I still haven't gotten many gifts from y'all, but that's okay. Well, there's still today, y'all. We have plenty of stuff to look
You
You
at.
got a pretty good one.
I did. I got a great gift from the staff here. A lot of the staff, everybody does a great job of buying people stuff for their birthday. And when I say stuff, I mean plants. And y'all got me a weeping katsura tree. Y'all, what you know about a weeping katsura tree?
That it's going in your yard.
I'm
by
going to
your
show
pool.
you because it's going in the yard. It was the last one we had. But it's a fantastic, beautiful plant. It just gets beefy and lovely. So thank y'all for that. It was an excellent gift. And I had a good birthday.
It's
it
a
was
really
nice.
pretty one. And you're getting tons of birthday messages on all of our pages. So
Thank you. Thank you,
We are
everyone.
very glad you had a good birthday.
And I'm happy. There's tons of flowers in here.
Are you happy we have a lot of questions too?
Yep, let's
Are
do
you
it.
ready for them?
I'm excited,
the
man.
Masters Edition.
Yep.
Austin's Masters Edition.
There we go.
All the azaleas are in bloom. And we'll talk like this the rest. He's approaching.
Gotta go Jim Nance. He's on the downside to 40, David Bates. So, I mean, it's walking up the 18th.
It looks like about a 90-foot putt. A very makeable 90-foot putt.
Yep.
With a break to the left.
I'm kind of a fan of that.
I love it.
But
It's
I
fun.
don't think we could all stay there. We get so excited, especially this one.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to
keep
stay
it.
low like
A
that.
golf clap
There's
doesn't
way too
work.
much
no
going on.
way.
No, okay.
Way too
No
much
way.
going on.
All right, but speaking of things going on, so many questions. Let's start with your favorite, or one of them, boxwoods. How long should I wait before I prune my boxwoods? The fresh green growth is the best.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, we probably should have already done that. You know, like typically we recommend February-ish time to kind of get them back tight, and then they flush really tight. But if you didn't do that and they've already flushed, then, you know, they're beautiful right now. Do we really want to cut that now?
That's what you had to do earlier in the week on those spiral boxwood topiaries that they had not been trimmed sufficiently early enough, and we want them to look prime here. I mean, it's what people are expect to get, and so you really made them look a lot better. But admittedly, you had to trim them at a time when you not really the time you want to trim them. Doesn't hurt them. But you would like to have that growth hardened off before you trim it. So it was a little soft, but they look spectacular.
They look way better when you do that. And yeah, like you said, if you have to cut through new growth, that's fine. Let's just get them back. If you like them tight, get them back tight. But if you do this at this time of year, I would recommend using hand pruners.
Did he just say
there it is.
doo-doo?
Boom. There it is.
Oh, he did.
Just said doo-doo.
So, yes, if you need to do it, y'all, but go and be gentle with it. Try to hide your cuts amongst other leaves, okay? So get the wild hairs, get them back in check, nice and tight, and they're going to look great. But yes, boxwood flushing right now, there's nothing better. Well, there is things better, but for
But it's one
evergreens,
of
that
the-
one's pretty good.
It's one of the best things. Mine looks so good right now. And you told me when I planted my first round of boxwoods, you were like, Caroline, wait until they flush in the spring.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then they did. And I was like,
People that grow boxwood know
Wow.
this. They get just as excited about a boxwood flush as they would like a rose flush. Like it's beautiful on an evergreen little plant. Love it. Love my boxwoods.
oh, my roses are all budded up. I can't wait for that.
Won't be long.
But next question, should I trim off frost-bitten new leaves on holly hedges and boxwoods?
Yeah, they're not going to get back green again, y'all. I mean, if they took a hit, which some of them have, mainly on the topmost part. I had some old boxwood little leaves here and there that got a little bit touched by the cold that we've had. So yeah, they're not getting back green. So you may as well get them back in check.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
good news is you trim that off, and then the new flush of growth follows right behind it.
Yeah.
And they will. You'll never know the difference.
Exactly.
So-
They look way better, y'all. Way better to take those off. Especially hollies, too. Like boxwoods have already flushed. Hollies haven't quite really done their annual flush yet. So if you get them back clean, soon, they're going to have a really clean response and they're going to look great soon.
Love some hollies. Are there any Japanese maples? No. That's why I just kept going. That can handle sun all day.
Yes, there are actually. And it's mainly the big leaf red ones, y'all.
Blood
you know
good?
what's funny is we
Emperor
noticed
one
that
is probably
Emperor
the
one's
best.
great, blood good, fire glow. All three of those are fantastic. And what we've noticed here is that we keep a lot in the bait stream, okay? That's our kind of shady area-ish. There's some overlap in there, y'all. There's plenty of plants in there that can handle more sun. But we just, for space purposes, we have to put some things in there. And some of the red leaf maples get put in there. But then some of the red leaf maples stay out here on the lot in the full sun. What you notice is the vibrant red color sticks around longer
Yes,
if
it
you keep
does.
them in the sun than if you do in the shade.
Yep.
So a lot of the ones in our shade right now are greening up just a touch is what we call. So keep them, those varieties in the sun. And generally speaking, like the more delicate lace leaf type don't want as much sun as those bigger palmate shaped red ones.
They show the scorch
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
pretty significantly,
Yes.
particularly as it gets hot into the summer.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
if you can put those on an eastern exposure, you're a lot better. But the palmate types with the larger leaves definitely do much better out in the sun.
Blood good gets it big, too.
Just don't put them on the south side of a house where it's getting all afternoon sun
Up
because
against the brick.
the heat will scorch them. So don't do that. But
Oh, that'd be sad. I've got a pixie Japanese maple. It's a like vibrant red leaf in full sun, and it glows. It looks almost magenta. When I come down on my road, I can see it like in the middle of the yard, just
glowing at you.
glowing, almost on fire. It's amazing. All right, what is a tough as nails tree that is best for full sun and a bad soil spot? And you know who this question comes from? Friend of the show, Miriam.
Hey, Miriam.
Good morning,
Good
Miriam.
morning. It's good to hear from you. Gosh, there's a lot of tough as nails trees. I mean,
Tulip poplar, first one comes to my mind.
that's our state tree.
Yeah.
Why not? Grows like a weed. Pretty much live anywhere.
Quickly.
Yeah. If you want something that's really sturdy, tried and true, going to live forever for the most part, oak trees are really good. We have, tons of native oaks around here, y'all. Great for our pollinator friends and our insect friends that keep our forest healthy. So oak trees are slow to get there, but they're an easy plant to grow that's going to outlive you. So that'd be a good one. Gosh, what else? What else we got? Black gum,
Shagbark hickories.
shagbark hickory. Hey, they're slow too,
Yeah.
but they're
Miriam,
a good tree.
I think you just need to come out here and take a little walk with us on the tree lot.
It's been a minute since we've seen you.
Actually has. We haven't seen you this year yet.
We haven't.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Well,
Or I haven't.
Miriam, where you
She
been?
might have been out, but I missed her.
I haven't seen Miriam in a while.
well, the neighborhood association garden tour that she lives in is coming up soon. So
Ooh.
Yeah.
we'll be talking more about that really soon.
That'll be in a couple weeks, right?
Yep.
Correct? I'm always kind of sad because we're here, so we don't get to go. But we get to see some photos, and they are stunning.
Well, we'll send Tyler out. Tyler, we're going to send you out on a field trip. You have footage of the tour. Film it perfectly because you're the best cameraman on the planet, and live report it, okay?
He is the best cameraman.
He is,
All right.
he is laying it on thick.
You want something.
Apparently. What did he ask you for his birthday, Tyler? That's what I hear.
What did he ask me?
Yeah. I'm sure he asked for something for his birthday.
I was like, Tyler, go on.
So
don't know.
he's
He
buttering
just
you.
always
Chocolates.
says, "Get me something."
Yeah,
and then,
he
and
really
then you're like,
does.
"What do you think about this?"
But
And he's
then-
like, "Oh no, I don't want that."
But then he's like, I want to know what you're getting me at the same time.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You go,
This little diva.
And what if I didn't get you something? That's not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
Not
No.
acceptable at all.
No.
Wonder how many gifts you'll get today.
Hopefully 10.
Hopefully 10. Okay.
I was trying to get you a flat of Misty Lilac,
Oh, well, that's a good idea.
but they's gone.
We were out, but I bet we have some now because we have racks upon racks, or we did back there.
Yo, it's annual day.
It is full.
as full as can be with annuals. You want the cream of the crop. Today is the day to look
Yeah,
at
and
it.
by the way, Miriam reminds us the Hillsboro West End Garden Tour is May 11th. So
Bates
there it
Nursery,
is.
proud sponsor of that event.
absolutely. So we're really looking forward to that. It's always, some fantastic gardens.
That's Mother's Day weekend, isn't it?
That sounds right. Yeah,
Probably.
that's it.
Believe so.
Yep. The 12th
Even
is
better.
Mother's Day.
Ooh, will you look at that? Hey, we got a live question in from James on YouTube. Good morning, James.
Hey, James.
Hey, James.
What are your thoughts on Exberry azaleas?
Oh, I got great thoughts on those. Exberry azaleas are our deciduous azaleas around here, y'all. Some people come from all over the world to see deciduous azaleas in bloom in like the Smoky Mountains. They're fantastic. Oh, you have one on the hot plate?
Boom.
There it is. Look at that orange. Y'all, that's vibrant. And
That's what Exberries give you. They give you that. There's one more down there.
there it's turning. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you get some.
She wouldn't fit
You
on
get
the
some
table.
vibrant fluorescent colors that just don't come in other varieties of azaleas. So now they are deciduous, which of course means they drop their leaves.
They
but,
decide to do that every year then.
Yep, they do.
But I do think every garden deserves at least one deciduous azalea. Y'all, they're slower than Christmas, okay? They take forever to get
that
big.
is true.
But when they're in bloom with no leaves around them and it's just that vibrant orange, or even there's pinks out there, yellows, like, it's fantastic.
You've always got a spot where you can tuck one in there
Yes.
somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Always got a spot somewhere that's a little eastern exposure is really just perfect.
I've got quite a few, but I do have a question on one of mine.
Sure.
I've had one in the ground for 3 years. It never blooms.
Well,
It gets morning sun,
How many hours?
probably about 3. But my other ones that are in deeper shade do bloom.
yeah. Well, it's a very shade-tolerant plant. It really is. But it's also sun-tolerant as long as you keep it moist. Now, yours could just be latching it, getting settled. Now 3 years is a while for it to not bloom, so I'm a little stumped.
I'm a little
by
mad
this.
at it because it always looks like it's going to bloom. It has buds, but then it's just leaves that crack, and they're like, "Hey, my other ones bloom."
I will say, I don't know. I know you don't typically have too much of a deer problem, but I know that a deer have come in and nipped some of my flower buds on mine that I've got before they've opened up. So I'm mad at that.
Azalea buds are like breath mints.
Tasty little treats.
It's annoying to me. It's annoying.
Put a Tic Tac in your mouth, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
But I will say, if you're going to plant azaleas, you need to amend your soil. Okay, we're heavy clay here. Let's get that amendment process going. And David, tell us how to do it.
Well, I tell you what, there's one surefire way to do it, and that's using Earth Mix garden products. And when you do that, what you do is that you take the work out of it. You take the guesswork out of it because at Earth Mix garden products, that has already been done for you. And you can either do it in a prepared mix.
Yep.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you've got a planter area that you're filling in, or perhaps you just need to improve the soil you already have. Azaleas in particular, they have no heavy roots. They're all like
very fibrous.
If you have hair on your head, I'm talking to Austin and me, it would have that level of fineness to it. The roots have no heavy root. Azaleas and rhododendron cannot push into hard, compacted soils. So if you use Earth Mix Landscape, for instance, you get this organic material that keeps the soil loose and friable and ready to grow. And that's what you need for all of your plants. You want to give them the very best. You don't want plants to have to work overly much to be able to become established.
Right.
And you don't want to have to use chemicals to make it happen. And that's what Earth Mix garden products give you. It's 100% organic, sustainably produced. The only things it has in it, we add some elemental sulfur.
There you go.
And that's for pH control that breaks down over about 60 to 90 days. And then endo and ecto mycorrhiza fungi. I know you were going to say that.
Man,
along with humic acid. Now, what these are things that nature already provides, but we simply provide it more and in abundance. And what you get for that is you get the ability for the soil to actually make better use of the nutrients that are there. So no matter which product you choose, you're going to get those results. And you can find Earth Mix garden products all over the place, particularly if you're in the eastern United States, in Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, western North Carolina. You see all those pins over here. There's all those places there. Also, we're out in Colorado, out in Crested Butte, and Meridian, Idaho, which is a suburb of Boise. So anyway, check all these places out, or the one nearest you, just by typing in your address into the address box, and it'll give you turn-by-turn directions to make sure you find what you're looking for. And you can see the entire list of products right here on earthmix.net. Just remember this: success in gardening begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products. And we're really happy to produce this great line of products that take the work out of gardening. Really, we generally expect at least a 10-fold increase in the survivability of plants over what you would get using inferior products. So check it out, earthmix.net. And we appreciate you giving us a moment to talk about that and it help take the work out of your gardening efforts.
Hey, Colin just commented about Earth Mix. Speaking of it, got a delivery of Supernatural yesterday, amended all the beds before laying down pine needle mulch. I was able to do all of my beds and still have a bunch left over for veggies. It felt so good in my hands.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head.
That's great.
Good work, Colin.
Colin
hear
is
from you.
getting stuff done.
He'll be out today to get some veggies, hopefully.
There's one other thing you said.
Sidebar.
Yeah, the sidebar. What do you call that mulch? I've heard it called pine straw, but then people lead me to the hay bales when I ask for it. What's it actually called?
Pine straw.
Yeah, it's pine straw. So there's pine straw and there's wheat straw. So we don't want wheat straw unless you're sowing grass seed or something. So pine straw is more for the mulch.
Where are you sourcing this? It sounds like he's stepping out and maybe going to a different kind of garden center.
Nah, Colin would.
No.
Colin would never.
I don't know.
Colin would
Colin,
never.
do what you need to do.
Yes.
But we want to see you soon.
Speaking of our pine straw right now is fantastic. It is the most dense rolls. I had to load some.
I need to get some.
I had to load like 26 the other day. And
Are you mad at it?
I was breathing heavy.
Was it on your birthday?
My fingers hurt.
But you know what? The good thing about the pine straw now, of course, it is in rolls. And
Boy, back in the day.
back in the day, it used to be just these couple little strings, and half of them would bust and break, and it was awful to manage to be able to get those, to the spot that you're wanting to, open it up and use it in. So pine straw harvesting and the packaging of it has come a long way, and so we're grateful to be at that point, because for many, many decades, it was. I've got some adjectives I could throw in there. I'm not going to. I'm having to go. Don't use that one. Don't use that one. So,
They're all on the 7.
Yes.
They're all listed on the 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you need to freshen up your pine straw, we got a good batch right now.
I
Just
need
so
to,
you know.
so maybe I can take some home today.
There you go. All right. There's a good batch of stuff out there, Tyler.
and
There
one
is good
one
stuff.
roll of pine straw is like what, 2 or 3 bales?
Yeah,
as far
about
as
2.5. I
it
think they say 2.5 to 3.
It goes a long way.
It does. Really does. Tyler, let's go all the way.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's in bloom?
With Austin.
Hey, good morning. Yes.
That's a
Hey,
little explosion.
that's okay.
It's opening
Misfire.
of turkey season.
I'm ready for it. Hey, give me an explosion and I'll start.
Okay.
State Flower Day. Hey, y'all. The irises have woke up, okay? Our irises are blooming. Mostly the purple ones I've noticed. They are certainly blooming right now, and that's our state flower, so that's fantastic, okay? Creeping phlox and also woodland phlox. Hey, Caroline's going to talk about this woodland phlox we got in studio today. That blue is blue, and it's beautiful. I love it. That is blooming all in the shade right now, so that's a fantastic plant. Dianthus is blooming, a little carpet of blooms or carpet of foliage with the blooms atop of it. That's always cute. Hey, let's go to some shrubs. Laura petalum. Hey, purple foliage, Laura petalum.
Blowing up in my yard.
Hey,
man.
if they made it through the winter last year, then good for you. And they're blooming right now. When they bloom, they're really pretty, y'all. They really are. Okay, blueberries still going off. Adam Chapman, shout out to you. And then, yes, it is Masters Weekend. The azaleas, people all around town, when azaleas light up, we light up, and they lit up for my birthday. Thank you, azaleas. Rhododendrons are right there with them, going fantastic. Lilacs are still blooming and smelling good. That's great. It's been like 3 weeks of lilac, so we're lucky on that. Wisteria, Josh, still fantastic, still smelling good. I know you love it. And then something we don't think about too much is our laurels. Our laurels are blooming. Then also the Carolina laurel.
Just don't rest on your laurels.
That's right, David.
Might crush the blooms.
But the Carolina laurels right now are blooming too, which is a much larger tree than what we're thinking about with laurels. And they smell really good, y'all. They really like honey. I mean, they're blooming right now. Bees are out. All right, dogwood's still going off. Serviceberry's still going off. And then this week specifically, y'all, the Kwanzaa cherries. I know we got a picture we're going to throw up at some point, but our Kwanzans this year are a showstopper. Still in bloom. Big, huge blooms this year. So they had just a fantastic season. Love the Kwanzans. Their cousin, the black cherry, which you don't see, we don't sell, kind of a weedy tree, but it's blooming right now. I know that because I got a big one and it drops all sorts of fruit on top of my driveway, and I don't like it.
I love that.
No, I don't. And let's give a shout out to our native oak trees. Once again, we don't think about oak trees blooming, but they do. Y'all, there's male and female flowers on the exact same plant, which is kind of cool. And oak trees have catkins, so they're little dangly bits. Okay? Those are the male parts of the flower. And then you don't notice the female part, but they are in there too. Okay? And that's what's going to give us our acorns. All right? And then, hey, a blue one, a bluish purple one, Paulonia tomentosa, the empress tree. One of the fastest growing trees on our planet. I know it's a weed tree. It's invasive.
And
it's
it has
nasty.
to be because it gets frozen back every so many years.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Probably for the best.
But I tell you, that plant is beautiful when it's in bloom. I know it's invasive. I know. But
And they're
it's
blowing
really
all over
pretty.
my driveway, and I don't
Yeah,
like it.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
got
That's
two.
Across the street.
I know, but man, they're pretty though. They
Yes,
are
they
pretty. I give them that. And then, hey, let's move into our goat section, if I will. Let's talk about viburnums, okay, y'all? Korean spice is blooming and smelling good. Almost the goat, but not really. Double files are blooming. They're foliage and then tucked in white little things, blooms. They're like flattened sprays. It's a beautiful plant. Double file viburnum. I have one called Shasta. I absolutely love it.
Yep.
Beautiful plant, okay? And then close to the goat, the eastern snowball around here, these those big, crisp white blooming viburnums that you see right now, but not quite as big as the biggest, which is the goat, the Chinese snowball viburnum. I've got one in my yard. Tyler, why did I not send you a picture of that?
I don't know, Austin.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We needed something to throw up, but what y'all are seeing, okay, the large, shrubby looking, almost small trees with massive, big as your head blooms that are crisp white is the Chinese snowball viburnum, the goat of all viburnums for showiness.
Yep.
Not for smell necessarily. Korean spice wins that battle.
Yeah, it does.
But for pure beauty, the Chinese snowball.
You know what they're
It's
doing
the
to 'em
goat.
in Nolensville?
What?
They're trimming them like hedges.
Uh-huh.
It is cool looking, folks. I mean, they're really tight, really angular, with these big, beautiful blooms in them.
If you do that at the right time, you are exactly right. They bloom so tight. It is the prettiest little shrub.
August.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Go ahead and get them back in check at that point. And then, yes, you're right, Josh. They come out fantastic. So there you go. The Chinese snowball is the goat. Here's a little hat here.
Oh,
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Moving on. Thank you.
amazing.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
All right. There you have it. That's all I
There's
got.
so much in bloom right now. All
There's
I'm
more
thinking about
stuff.
are plants.
I know. There's more stuff, but that's what I got. That was a big list.
I think you got every single one.
No, I didn't. All right.
Yeah, you did.
A lot of the weeds are popping too. A lot of the ditch weeds, and
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of pretty stuff out there. That yellow ones, and I saw blue ones, and
Yeah.
I saw a tree that was it had blooms that were shaped like dogwoods, very tall, slender, but they were Tweety bird yellow. I have no. I went back to try to find the tree, and all the blooms were off of it, and I just cannot, for the life of me, think of what that. Yeah,
Could
Tweety
be
bird.
maybe a cornelian cherry,
It
which
might
is
be.
which
Okay.
actually is
Still
a
in
dogwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my best guess. That's the only
That's
thing I've
okay.
seen bloom in yellow.
Yeah.
That's like tree form ish.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. That's
Yeah.
been a long bloomer too.
We did, yeah. Ben had sent a picture of that to our little plant group thread. Hey, Colin did get back to us and say, actually, I'm really sorry. I didn't know y'all carried pine straw. Well, Colin.
Colin?
Now you know. And that's okay.
We just don't walk around with it.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff here. So
Nobody likes to load it because it's itchy. And,
it is pokey. It'll stab into you.
But it's
It'll
a
get
lot-
up your nose.
It's a lot better than it used to be.
yes, it is.
Definitely.
I don't
It
care
is.
for it personally because I raked pine needles in my house for my father for years. And if you've ever had to deal with pine trees in eastern North Carolina, beyond the pollen that comes
You
with
know,
it.
if you've ever had to do extensive mulching, the pine straw is a lot easier to
Yes,
apply.
it is. Yes.
I
Yes,
love pine
yeah.
straw. I like the look of it, and I kind of enjoy spreading it. But we got some live
Yeah, we
questions
do.
coming in. So Joyce is asking, should my Cannon's double deciduous azaleas be doing anything yet? This is my first spring, so I'm not sure what to expect.
Okay, this is your first spring, so you might only see leaf growth this year, kind of like Caroline's been 3 years and it hasn't bloomed. So those buds, if they're really fat, they might be a flower bud. If they're not and they're littler, then they're probably just leaf buds. So, but littler, that's a horrible word.
Littler.
Smaller. If they're a little
I like
smaller, it's probably
littler.
just leaf buds.
It's his birthday. We're going to let him
Let it go, man.
Let it go,
Let it go.
Josh.
But
It
anyway,
was him. It wasn't me.
Oh, really, David?
well, first things
Sorry,
first,
Jess,
Joyce.
I
Good
just
job
assumed.
growing one. Good job growing one, because that's really,
You have that one, don't you?
I do. Y'all got me that last year for my birthday.
Is yours blooming?
No, it's still tight and bud. It hasn't opened yet, but it's okay. It's coming. Like I said, though, the deer kind of nipped off some of them, so I'm not going to get a huge show. But it doesn't matter. If I get just a few blooms, I'm going to be happy.
One of mine is about to. Well, I have 4. I say one, but there's 4 of them planted. They are like juicy giant buds that should be opening any day.
Yeah,
I
those
can't
should be flower
remember
buds.
which one it is. And then Pam is asking, do you happen to get any phenomenal lavender in with the new arriving plants?
Oh, yeah, we got some in right now. Or either, as of yesterday, we did.
Well, I did check our inventory and it was showing like -21. So
Well, that means we probably have some. They
Yeah.
just didn't get.
they haven't been
They haven't
entered
been
yet.
received yet, so that there's a positive number showing up, but we're still selling them. So
No, I totally saw it. Even at the end of the day yesterday, I saw
You saw some.
Yeah.
All right, Pam, come on out. That is the best lavender. If you don't know about that one and you want to grow lavender here in Middle
Yep.
Tennessee, it's what I grow. I have like a little planting bed of it. There's like 4 in a row, and it looks so good right now.
David and I will cycle count it right after the show. Make sure we get the inventory up. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Walk on out there. All right. An organic fertilizer that doesn't smell like espoma does. I don't think
Doesn't
there is
exist.
one.
it does not exist.
I don't think so either.
And, you know,
What about the earthworm castings from Earth Mix?
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
that's a good organic source. I mean, Supernatural from Earth Mix is another. It's very nutritive. Now, they're not sold as fertilizers per se. What you get in organic fertilizers is poultry manure that's been ground up. And poultry manure, well, you know what it smells like.
It sounds like poultry manure.
Yeah, it does, and that's why it smells that way. Now, once those things get the poultry manure gets incorporated into the soil, the smell goes away.
Yeah.
So if you're just applying it as a top dressing, it's going to be a lot more aromatic,
pungent.
Yes, but you could use like a very nutritive compost to apply, and that will help get you around a lot of the smell because those types of things, when they're just lying out on top, there is a smell associated with them, most assuredly, at the outset. Once it binds to the particulate organic matter that's in the ground or that you're planting in, then that smell dissipates. So there you go.
Yeah. Just put on a mask and then it won't get everywhere and get up your nose. That is one thing when I use Biotone a lot in the houseplant greenhouse, and I'll pour it into these little containers, and it just, when you pour it, that dust flies right into your face.
The use of a dust mask is really
I prefer it over fish emulsion, though.
Fish emulsion is the gift
I don't know
that
which
keeps
one
on
is
giving.
worse. They're both pretty bad.
Both pretty bad.
I pre-dilute mine if I ever water with fish emulsion.
Yeah.
It's still stinky.
Smart, Tyler. So smart. All right, speaking of smart stuff, let's answer this question.
Uh-oh.
Smart guys in the room. Dogwood died from dogwood anthracnose. Can I plant a new one, or is the soil infected there?
I mean, can we at least move it to a different area if you really, really want a dogwood? But, y'all, there's like 25 different trees out there you could grow instead of a dogwood. I know dogwoods are showy.
Or you could grow a different cultivar of dogwood. A Chinese dogwood, Kuzas, or all those. Those are completely anthracnose resistant. So you can plant those without fear. You know, it's kind of unusual. Dogwoods are, it does weaken them. It usually does not kill them.
No.
So, but if you really want a dogwood, that's the easiest way to go, is to go with a Kuza or one of these Stellar series that's a hybrid. Those are all completely dogwood.
Probably weakened it and then it got borers, would be my guess.
Could be.
Yeah.
There can be a number of things.
Yeah.
I mean, it usually takes a while for a dogwood to die, and depending on how old it is. I mean, they can be young and go quickly, but if it was an older one, I mean, it might be a few seasons before it actually dies, but yours actually died.
Sure makes the foliage look
Really?
Yeah, it makes it look rough. But like David said, y'all, Kusa dogwoods are as clean foliage plants as can be. I hardly ever have seen a spot on them. And whenever they're in bloom, you can show your friends, be like, look, my dogwood's blooming now, about a month after yours
Look
did.
at that.
Better
than yours.
That's right.
I saw some cute little ones out on the tree lot yesterday.
We have a
while I
lot of
was back
Kusa dogwood
there.
right now.
And,
It's a plant you should be using more.
And in many ways, I like them better than the regular dogwoods because you have that green background that the flowers, the bracts show up really well against.
They grow a little quicker too, right?
They don't get as big. They're a shrubby,
yeah, right.
shrubby tree, if you will.
Shrubby tree.
They don't get all that. They're not crazy big growers, and there's pink varieties too. There's one called Scarlet Fire. If you did want to buy me something today, you might could get me that one.
The red one?
He's not going to miss a.
We're not stopping.
He's not missing a chance today to put the gift.
That's right. Scarlet Fire, Kusa dogwood. Excellent plant.
Did you hear that, Tyler? Should you
I'll
put
take
that
one.
up on the screen just in case somebody is wondering?
There's a lot of people
sure.
wondering.
I'm just
I have
kidding.
Cornus Kusa on here.
There you go.
All right. While you're all thinking about Austin's birthday presents, Joan is asking a question on Facebook. I planted Baptisia last year. Should it be coming up yet? All of my Baptisia is up.
Oh, Joan,
and
if
it's
it's
about
not-
probably 3 inches high right now.
Oh, no, Joan. If it's not coming up, it's probably not. I mean, mine's up like this tall and budded, about to bloom.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if it didn't, which is weird, Joan. Like, Baptisia is my favorite perennial, I think, that we sell, and it's typically a pretty easy plant, but it does happen. Things happen, okay, in gardening. I had a Baptisia. I had 3. One of them last year did not wake up for me. You talk about annoying. Whenever you have a design and you got 3 in there and one of them doesn't come up, that's annoying, Joan.
I just
But
stick
look,
something else in that hole.
well, yeah.
You wouldn't.
I mean, I went back with Baptisia.
I know you
And it's
did.
up
You're
this
not
year,
just
but it's
switching
not near as nice as my other 2. But yeah, I'm sorry, Joan. If it's not up yet, I doubt it's coming. But hey, we got an excellent selection of Baptisia right now. And where are we?
Where are we?
Where are
I don't
we?
know where we are.
Well,
I'm at 3810 Whites Creek Pike.
Right
Yeah.
there.
That's
Well-
0.9 miles north of Briley Parkway. What's at that location?
Well, it's just a little
Bates Nursery and Garden Center?
It's a little place,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And we actually have plants here.
You do?
Actually, quite a lot of plants.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that matches the numbers of plants we have is the level of expertise that we put out
true.
there. And we hope that this program is representative of that expertise. We do have fun in gardening, but my grandmother started this endeavor 93 years ago. Wow. And since that time, I have tried to take really great pride in the fact that the third generation did not run it into the ground. That's what historically that's what happened. So, but because we have a staff here of absolute excellence, we're really fortunate to get to continue to do this, and we do it at a level that I think is nearly unrivaled. We really pay attention to a great number of things to help you have a gardening experience second to none. And that's just the way we do it at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. It doesn't matter really what your gardening thing is. I mean, it could be vegetable gardening, or it could be perennials or other flowering annuals or ornamental grasses or trees or shrubs or ground covers. We have it all. If you're into Japanese maples, we've got a selection that will really thrill you.
Yes.
And so come on out and see us. And what we try to do is engage you at a whole lot of different levels. This program is one representation of that. Another is a newsletter that I write every week. And I'm always glad to hear from the many wonderful folks who reach out and tell me they enjoy it. So I'm always glad to, and I do respond to every email that I receive. And so I'm trying to be mindful of that when I'm responding to every one of them.
Cowbell.
Hey, it's a
Got a fever.
It's a really nice kind of a privilege to get to have. So check that out every week. If you can either read it on the website, or you can sign up and have it to your inbox. As more than 33,000 people do, about 47% of those read it every week. So
Absolutely.
That still is mind-boggling to me, but thank you. So come out and see us. We're conveniently located 1 mile north of Briley Parkway at exit 19 on Whites Creek Pike. It's just minutes from Rivergate, Opry Mills, Nashville West, downtown Nashville, anywhere.
Yeah.
So many things.
And it's worth the drive no matter where you're coming from.
Absolutely.
And we were talking before the show, a lot of folks from Clarksville come down.
Yeah.
And we have folks that make the pilgrimage on an annual basis from all over the Mid-South area, including out into Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and Tupelo, Mississippi, and Knoxville and Atlanta. So no matter where you're coming from, we welcome you, and we look forward to getting to see you and help you with your gardening efforts, beautifying Nashville since 1932, Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
It's a great place, folks.
I've got one other little treat for you this morning. Another photo of the sunrise.
Wow, Tyler.
And the Japanese maple, the light just hitting it, and then those roses that we just received this week.
700 something roses, y'all.
Really?
We've gotten 42 minutes into the program, and it's taken Austin this long to get around to talking about the roses. Because I thought he would lead with that, except it was his birthday.
His birthday, man.
Yeah.
It takes precedent. Roses did come in this week.
How have you not talked about
I don't know how I haven't.
You're right. That's
I
crazy.
had pretty much y'all helped me for a minute to hand move 700 something roses up to the front so y'all can see them all in lines, all the same varieties together, easily shoppable. It's great.
Yep, they're right up at the front.
Right up at the front.
You cannot miss them.
Right where the roses should be. And you know what? Me and Caroline got to design this whole set yesterday together, which we rarely do in the spring because
That's true.
we get pulled away. And this is a beautiful room, Caroline. Tell us what's in it.
Room with Caroline.
Hey, let's talk about it. So we already talked about all these azaleas that we brought in.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. So down in front, we've got, I believe it's called Delaware Valley White. Is that right?
The goat?
The goat right there. I mean,
What's curious about Delaware Valley White that you might not know is that compared to the older cultivars such as Snow, it actually drops the flowers off so they don't look really dead looking once they go down. So that's the distinction on Delaware Valley. fun fact.
That is
Why
a
not?
fun fact. That's a great thing to know. Yeah, because sometimes they hold them and they just. But this was the first thing I picked out. I walked out into the Bates room where Ryan dwells, and I said, "Oh my gosh, those have to come on the show." And then Austin walked over and went, "Oh, azaleas, yes." And then he talked about the Masters golfing thing show.
Which you did.
I couldn't remember exactly what it was called. What is it?
The Masters. You got it.
Oh, the Masters golfing show. And then we've got And then we've got a nice little pink red azalea. I'm so sorry, the name has escaped
I believe that's
my
Hino
brain.
DeGary or perhaps Hino Crimson. But the good thing,
Hino Crimson.
those are all Karooms of the Karoom family of azaleas, which really are my favorite. They are the old
beautiful.
tried and true varieties. They only flower once a year, but they are great shrubs, and they are very winter hardy. So and unfortunately, there's not as many growers growing them as there once were.
Well, that's sad.
Well,
It looks very similar to one that I've had. I planted in 2017. It was in my grandmother's funeral arrangement. When I bought my house, I put it in the ground, and it's blooming for the first time this year.
Nice.
There you
It
go.
never bloomed until this year. So I
Wow.
guess she was like, "You're finally doing something right. My plant is going to bloom." And then on the table, we've got a beautiful little pink, low-growing creeping phlox right in front of that watermelon ice dianthus. So there's that phlox right there. And
Lovely.
it actually is kind of the same color as that dianthus.
Yeah, they're
Y'all,
blending.
I didn't like dianthus until I started working here, and I got one little 4-inch pot a couple years ago. Someone in this room tried to talk me out of it, but I said, I'm going to try it.
and you found out.
I love that plant. I am obsessed with it. I've got the bath pink. They're
Sweet.
super, super cute. I've had good luck with it. I think maybe I have it in the right spot. I'm trying it in a new spot now. We'll see how it goes. And then we've got Pink Bouquet Tiarella right here. Look at these wispy little blooms. Show it off again. Wow.
Tiarella.
Birthday. You're playing it like a
Yeah.
Tickling the
like
ivories.
finger drums. Oh, a piano. That makes more sense than finger drums. And then we've got our
Really cool leaf on that one too.
Blue Moon Woodland Phlox. It's an upright phlox. I planted some of this on Monday in my woodland garden bed. Y'all aren't in here, so you can't smell it, but it smells amazing. Austin was actually talking about it yesterday, how it smells almost like gardenia, like a very light gardenia scent.
It does. I was surprised. I didn't know it smelled that good. As I was pushing the cart, it was like wafting towards me, and I was
blowing
like, "This
towards
is
you.
good. This is really good."
Not all upright phlox does have a good scent or have a scent. This one does. And then my Bright Eyes upright phlox, that one smells really, really good. It has a little bit of a sweeter smell than this one. And then behind us in the corners, we've got a double knockout tree form rose bush. Well, I'm trying to figure out where
There
to
it
point.
is.
I was like, that way. Look at that. So healthy, so beautiful, so tall. Full of blooms, full of buds. I have a knockout that I keep thinking I'm going to dig up, but it's so easy as far as roses go.
Keeps knocking it out.
It keeps knocking it out. I keep cutting it and it keeps on blooming. And then right next to it, we've got a weeping Alaskan cedar. Y'all, I have one of these. I've had it in ground for 3 or 4 years now, and it is fantastic. I haven't had any issues with it. No browning on it. It held up in the 2022 freeze beautifully. It just stood
Well,
out while everything else suffered around it.
I love the way that the foliage just lays over so nicely, and it's a really a elegant looking plant.
It truly is. And the snow, it looked great.
They're pretty.
I mean,
They're
wow.
pretty.
And then under the TV, yet another azalea. This is lavender.
It's Karen.
Karen. It's Karen.
Karen's
Karen
always
Lavender.
showing up.
Karen is always showing up and showing off. Look at her go. She is beautiful, stunning. This was the second azalea that I picked out. Actually, I think it was the first. You picked out the white azalea.
Yeah, I did the white. Yeah, you did the purple.
Why did you not correct me on that?
I'd let you do it. It's
Ah,
okay.
You're so
Yeah.
nice. So nice. No, this was the one I picked out first. Austin said the Masters golfing show. We need that one.
And the hot
Now I'm
plate?
just messing with you. The Masters. Is that what it is? And then let's talk about what we have on the hot plate. We've already talked about it a little bit, but we've got Sunrise Deciduous Azalea. Showing off, blooming. Wow.
If you are a University of Tennessee fan, you need this
That's the one.
in your landscaping. That is the closest color that you're going to find, folks.
And that's a little 1 gallon. Carolyn, how much does that cost?
I think it's
$15.
$15.
$15.99.
$15.99, y'all, for a 1 gallon deciduous beautiful azalea. Like,
And
come
that's
on and
why
get
I
some of those.
Bought a ton of them
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah. You bought one just the other day, didn't you? Or- no?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't even remember.
I
just snatching
was
stuff.
looking at them. I was just like, oh my gosh. Well, we got those small pink ones,
That's
but
right.
they sold out before I could get one.
There you go.
And that's okay. I didn't need any more. But that is what we have in room this morning.
Gorgeous.
It's a
Great
beautiful
job.
room today.
Great job. You know, and this is the time of year when flowering things and beautiful things are a little bit easier to come across.
yeah.
You know, in the middle of the winter, you don't have as much, you don't really have anything flowering. You got a lot of colorful conifers, that kind of thing. But you know, this time of year, flowers are what it's all about.
Well, you know what's funny with us is in the dead of the winter, we don't have hardly anything to choose from for these sets or whatever. But then when spring comes around, we almost have too much to choose from. We're like, what are we going to do?
We're
What's
like
our
kids in a
palette going to
candy
be?
shop, just
That's right.
trying to figure out what to put in here.
It is fun to shop for a set like this whenever we're making the set. So
It really is. It's
It
fun
is.
to decorate, get all those plants, see everything. Hey, Miriam is asking, do you have any Carefree Wonder roses? I don't think so, but my Carefree Wonder, Miriam, at my house is all budded up. It's the best rose
It's a very good
I'm
rose.
concerned.
It's a very good rose. Yeah, Miriam, we don't have any right now, but that was only a first shipment of our roses. So
Yeah.
we'll be getting another.
We have David Austin's coming also.
They'll be coming within the next week or so, I would say. So
Stay tuned.
It's rose season for us, y'all.
Colin says, how are your hands, Austin? LOL.
Colin, they're sore. Thanks. Come on out today. I'll load you up some pine straw with these sore hands. All right?
And then Pam says she and Donna Brooks will see you today.
There you go.
Yeah, Donna.
Yes, that
Donna
was
and Pam.
very excited. I saw Donna here the other day.
They're shopping partners.
They are shopping
Garden Center
partners.
shopping buddies.
Thelma and Louise, huh?
Pretty much,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, all right.
That's them right there.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of roses, we were just talking about them. Someone is asking fragrant rose that is easy to maintain.
Wow.
Okay, look, there's a ton of fragrant roses.
Yes.
There's hardly any that are easy to maintain. I'm sorry, y'all. Not going to lie to you, okay? Now, knockout roses, like Caroline was talking about, is a very tried and true easy rose to grow.
No fragrance.
There's no fragrance on these, but there are on the Sunny knockout. So this is one that is yellow in bud, and it opens up to a yellow and then fades to a white usually. That one actually does smell really, really nice. So that's a pretty easy rose to grow if you want some fragrance. But if you want to step up the game a little bit and just give it a little bit more effort, there are tons of roses right now that have extremely good fragrance. And we're as fully stocked as can be. So
Yeah.
now roses come with their issues, okay? They ain't no set it and forget it type of plant.
That's true.
But
They're
they're worth it
beautiful and
if you
worth
put in
it.
the effort. Mhm.
And we did just get some in yesterday that are in full bloom, and the staff was just walking out there smelling them because they all smelled great. Some
Heavenly.
more
You mean
fragrant than others.
you mean these?
Oh. Hey, y'all,
Wow.
y'all.
Sorry,
I got,
not sorry, everyone watching.
y'all. I've got an inside source on a rose guy. I got a rose guy. Y'all don't even.
You know a guy.
I know a guy.
You know a guy.
I got that phone number. I know a rose guy. I called him up. It wasn't an hour later. He brought us 40 roses, all in full bloom. As we were getting them
He
off the
did.
truck, the customers
So I was
were
standing
smelling
there
them.
because Austin was so excited about them coming in, and I was like, okay, I have a moment of downtime. I'm going to stand here because he's about to pull in. And this truck with a topper pulls in, and he was like, that can't be him. He can't fit all those roses. And sure enough, he had fit them all in perfectly. None of them were injured. You could see the roses in the front seat of the car just looking out the windshield. He had
He's my
beautifully
guy.
packed it.
He's
Just
my
like
guy.
you with loading cars. Hey, before we get to our photos, let's get to one question. True or false? Wait until Mother's Day to plant warm weather vegetables. I do. I wait until Mother's Day. That is my rule with planting mine. Though you don't necessarily have to.
It depends on how antsy you are. Okay, can you wait till May? 'Cause that's the problem.
I mean, that's a month away.
Yeah.
It is.
So, yes, you can if you want to, but most people don't
No.
wait that long.
I've got
And-
squash up in my greenhouse right now.
Look at Tyler.
It's about to go in.
See?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get it in this weekend.
Carrots
you
and
sound
peppers.
so happy.
He
I
gets so
am.
happy.
I'm trying to beat the squash bugs this year, y'all.
There you go.
Trying to be early.
And,
Yeah.
and on that subject, you really should keep some extras back
Oh, I will.
because they're going to move in, and then you can dig out the affected ones and replant.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's because that's what you have to do. You can't, getting rid of them any other way is almost impossible.
These are my front lines. They're
And
going
The
in.
worst.
Tyler, you just made an excellent point for people, though. If you are going to do the warm, especially squash and zucchini and cucumbers, the ones that squash bugs really like squash bugs can be an issue with plants that are small. So if you do wait till Mother's Day, bugs are out at that point, y'all.
Yeah,
Bugs
buddy.
haven't really, I mean, they're starting, but they haven't really hit yet. So if you can get that squash big enough, early enough, then squash bugs don't necessarily ravage you as bad as they would with a small plant. So
I did do that last year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's really important to remember if you do determine you have that issue, you must pull those plants out completely and destroy them,
Always.
burn them. I mean, you cannot, because they're very bad. They'll just fly right over to your new ones.
Yep.
If you don't do that. So
They are evil, evil beings.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tyler, we ready for some photos?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
got 5 minutes here.
Here we go. First up.
All right, so
There
this
it
comes
is.
from Risha.
Rish,
Risha's
there
got,
you go.
I mean, we've already talked about it already. Kwanzaa cherry.
Reish, that's beautiful.
This has
Yes.
to be one of my favorite blooming cherries.
You know, she
Blooming
sent
trees
it
in the
earlier
world.
this week, and I just went ahead and featured it on the Gardening Inside Out Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram. So it went up a little early, but it was the perfect timing.
Let's
That-
go with part
is
2 now.
Stunning. All right, this is her blue atlas cedar. It's pushing new growth. I know I sent you guys a picture of Carl, mine in my front yard. That was my Christmas tree 2 years ago.
Carl.
That's
Carl. What a name.
looking amazing.
Carl, you and Otis are looking good over there.
Yeah.
He is looking fantastic. All right, Tyler, what we got next?
We got Pam's Cobra Spruce.
We got Pam. Yes, Pam says, me and the Tidy Gardener got this one planted. Purchased this from Bates on the backlot sale earlier this year.
Wow.
Give it a year or so, and it will be a statement, just like the 2 Weeping Norway spruce from Bates in the background. Love Bates Nursery and all things Isley.
That's right.
I have one of these, and mine's been in ground for 4 years now, and I'm waiting to get a picture. It's pushing its new growth. It's not fully out yet, and
Gonna be outstanding.
it's insane looking. It's so pretty, and the way it grows down and then up and then down and then up, I haven't trained it at all. I'm just letting it do its thing, and it is stunning.
And Pam knows what to do. Pam got that last year on our crazy sale we had with that
Pam was
Cobra.
out
I
here,
remember
got it
when
on that
she got
cart
it.
fast, yeah.
Yeah. But Pam knows, and she's a patient gardener, okay? Yeah, that thing looks a little wonky right now, but it's going to fill in, and it's going to be great. Like she said, a statement.
And
Yeah.
by the way, wonky is a technical term.
Yes, it is.
I learned that in college.
Wonky and littler? Is that what you?
Yeah, littler wonky.
Littler wonkies.
The littler.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got a photo from Cherry.
Cherry.
Get that one up. Cherry says, wonderful Bates team. What is causing this stress? Slugs, fungal disease? Yikes. Looking forward to loading up my truck with this week's beautiful plants.
What is that?
Looks like a little
Daylily, I believe.
Oh,
Looks a little
gosh.
frosty to me.
Maybe
Yeah.
Roundup-y? Has anyone sprayed any
Yeah.
Roundup around there? It almost looks a little potentially viral, although I can't, off the top of my head. I
It
don't-
does resemble herbicide damage.
Yes.
It does to me.
And you know, the thing of it is, you don't have to spray it directly on it. Drift
Yeah.
is what gets a lot of plants like that. So it's
Yeah. Let us know some more info.
Windy day, no spray.
Let us know. And then
Good
we're
job,
still
Tyler.
getting some
Yeah.
That needs to be a
live,
bumper sticker.
That's right.
live questions. And
We
we've got
Sorry, Caroline. Go ahead.
We've got one from Sam that says, guys, please tell us when the pollen seed drop will be over so we can finally pressure wash.
Well, you still got a minute. Like I talked about earlier with oaks, they're really, really flowering right now. So that's going to be a lot of pollen. I know a lot of people have allergies to
just
oaks.
go ahead
And this
if
wind is
if you
making
got
it
a
crazier.
pressure wash, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
And then-
Sam, you're
and then-
tidy as it gets, man.
and then do it
I think
again
it's a
later.
different Sam.
Oh, it's a different Sam. Sorry.
Mr. Andrews.
Sam Andrews. Well, I don't know if you're tidy or not, but if you need to pressure wash, like David said, let's go ahead and do it. You might have to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Pressure
Yeah.
washing is kind of fun anyways.
It's oddly satisfying for sure.
It'll get
really
you out of
is.
the house.
Yep. And then Teresa says, question for bleeding hearts. Will they do well in a container?
Well,
I
sure.
think they do just
Keep 'em
fine
out
in a
of the sun.
container.
Keep them out of the crazy sun, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, most all of our perennials, y'all can do just fine in a container, you know.
Yeah.
It just take more effort a little bit for you when it comes to water or when not to water. But bleeding heart's such a beautiful plant. Mine's blooming right now. I forgot about bleeding heart.
Wait.
Mine is
Heart.
too.
Oh, no.
I forgot my bleeding heart.
Oh, and you know what else you forgot that I noticed was blooming last night?
What?
My native columbine
Ooh, Columbine.
is pretty full bloom right now.
What a pretty bloomer.
Oh my gosh. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
I've never had luck with columbine until I just planted the native, and that one
There you
that
go.
one does great. That one is
Mine
fantastic.
came back, so I don't know. I haven't got blooms yet. We're going to see what
Really?
happens with it. Yep, I had one.
All right. I bet it's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, it's
it'll
going to be
here.
fine. It's going to be fine.
And Tyler, did you have something to say?
Yeah, it was the plum. Do you want to cover that question?
Oh yes, let me pull that up real quick.
In the meantime,
Yes.
Go ahead. Gina wants to know if fish emulsion ever goes bad. There's no expiration date on it. How in the world would you ever tell?
Yeah. I have no idea. It's like sour cream. How do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
always
black
smells.
fuzz
I don't
on the
know.
sour
I
cream.
think it's been
usually.
in the fridge for 2 years. I should be fine.
I use mine for about 2 or 3 years. I'm just saying.
It's fine.
I just keep going till the
I've
bottle's
used-
gone.
Yeah.
It's always good.
It is. All right. So Linda says, good morning. I've been enjoying your shows about our waking up springtime flowering trees. I moved from Nashville to Clarksville a couple years ago. It was exciting to find out that I had a mature patio plum. I believe it's a patio peach at the back of the pool. Wow. Last year it flowered profusely and I was teaming up with pollinators of all shapes and sizes. I love that. As you mentioned, this year it has been different due to the fluctuations of temperature and the rainfall. My tree blossomed, but not very many pollinators had the opportunity to visit. The tree has already leafed out. Last year I pruned some dead branches off and noticed a green shoot growing from the roots.
Get that sucker out of there.
I didn't know what to do about it, so I just left it. Should I cut it out of the ground?
Absolutely.
So it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like you just answered that.
Cut it right at the dirt.
That's the first thing I saw in that picture.
Me
was
too.
That sucker growth.
David
It's
was
like,
like,
you know,
"Get it
one
out
of
of
these
there."
things is not like the others.
Uh-huh.
And you know, that's coming from the rootstock.
Yeah.
And so you don't want that coming up on it.
That's a gorgeous
Corrected.
place, though.
That was a good spot for a patio peach.
buddy.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, folks. Music means that
Gosh, that was quick.
it was. It seems like it was only an hour.
It didn't seem that long.
No, it didn't seem like it was not quite an hour. Hey, but next Saturday we're going to come back.
Sure,
Yeah,
we
we
are.
are.
I mean, this is go time. This
Yes,
time of
it
year.
is.
Every day. We really appreciate you tuning in, and if you decide to come out and see us, we appreciate that as well.
Yep.
We pretty much have it all.
You got to see it, folks, to really believe it. I'm not.
It's still it never
overblowing
gets,
this.
It never gets old for people who are neophytes. The first timers that come out, they go, "Wow!" Oh my! It blows them away. 'Cause
You
it
can't
does-
see it all. Even Colin didn't know you had pine straw. You
I
have
know.
to walk around in this place and ask for some
He's
help.
hardly a neophyte.
That's
He's
true. But hey, open all day today till 5,
4.
4 o'clock, and then
4.
up 12 to 4 tomorrow. And
Correct.
all day Friday next week.
Yep. Yeah. Come see us.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next Saturday for Gardening Inside Out.
I'm still accepting gifts.
Yes.